All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carson Miller, and I'm part of the IBM Consulting Sports and Entertainment team. Um, I'm a PM on our team, and I oversee our innovations work for the Masters, as well as work with Masters tickets. On the screen right now, you can see a few moments from some of our events, including the US Open and Masters. And while our team works really hard throughout the year to bring these events to life for millions of people around the world, we do get moments together to bond on site and help produce these live events. So our team works with some of the most preeminent brands in sports, and we have been for over 30 years. In our current portfolio, we work with the Masters, Wimbledon, US Open, ESPN Fantasy Football, and the GRAMMYs with the Recording Academy. Now, we work with these teams through the full life cycle of their applications, all the way from design through development and execution of a live event. Now, this work is really exciting, and we help to increase the scale and capabilities of our sports properties. Our work gets viewed by over 90 million fans on our digital platform with over 8 billion page views. We work in a discipline of different platforms, so responsive web, iPhone, iPad, Android, Apple TV, and last year we even launched an app for Apple Vision Pro. We're continuing to push the edge of innovation and think of new ways that we can help enhance fan experiences. Now, our work has received incredible industry recognition. We continue to be recognized as one of the best apps in sports for the Masters, as well as for our work as a whole. Now, these accolades culminated with the winning of an Emmy for sports technology for our work with AI and machine learning curation of sports highlights. This was the work of culmination of many years of work. And while AI is just becoming buzzy now and really at the forefront, this work has been happening for over a decade for our team. And the AI highlights system continues to be the foundation of a lot of our video work. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into some of the work that we do for different projects. So we work with the Masters and have for over 30 years, starting with building their first website in 1996 and continue to develop the digital platform for them today. This work ranges from everything from AI highlights in the world to also our work with whole insights. Now, the Masters app has been working with them for a long time. We did receive an Emmy Award for our Every Shot, Every Hole solution. And this was really the crux of a lot of the work. Augusta gave us a challenge years ago. They wanted to find a way to watch every single shot on every single hole throughout the tournament. Now, typically in traditional golf broadcast, the broadcasters follow around specific group of players, often called a featured group. And the coverage guides who people are able to watch in the coverage. Now, wouldn't it be cool if you could watch any golfer on any hole? That was the challenge from Augusta. And over the years, we have worked to launch that solution. As part of that solution, we have My Group, which is a personalized video feed. And this is where you get to play the role of producer. You pick your favorite players, you think about who's interesting. Maybe it's somebody from a country that you're from, and you really are interested in following their journey during the Masters. You add them into your My Group and then are able to see a video curation of just those players. You can also toggle on to have the videos shown that create the most highlights. So let's take a listen into My Group.
With almost 100 players on the course at any given time, it used to be impossible to watch every single shot made by your favorite players at Augusta National. Until now. The Masters is introducing My Group. Like your own personalized feature group, My Group serves up video of every shot from your favorite players, so you never miss a moment of the action. Start by selecting your favorite players from anywhere on the site. Then, tune into your personalized My Group channel, where you'll see each and every shot from your favorite players. Use the interactive track slide out window to get more information on the shots as they happen. If there's a pause in the action, My Group can show you highlights from leaders on the course and must-see shots so you don't miss history in the making. Or use My Group as a companion to the television broadcast by simply setting the channel to only show your favorite players. Watch the Masters how you want and never miss a moment from the very first shot to the last with the all-new My Group.
So, as you can tell, there's a lot going on the Masters digital platform. And traditionally, My Group and AI Highlights was natural sound, meaning that you could listen to the birds chirping and you could hear the crowds roaring when a player took a great shot. However, there was not actually spoken commentary. And that's because it would be nearly impossible for there to be enough folks on the ground reporting live commentary on each and every shot. There's over 22,000 shots generated during the Masters tournament, and that's why we launched AI Commentary in 2023. Now, AI Commentary is a generative AI solution that adds spoken commentary to the video highlight clips. It's built on a large language model within IBM's Watson X platform. Now, what AI Commentary does is it sets up the pre and post shot of what's going to happen. This way, the content that you were previously listening to without any sound has broadcast. Now, this is an example of the AI commentary solution in English. Now, the first set of commentary is going to set up the scene. It tells the listener where the player is, the hole and location, such as the tee, fairway, or green. And then after the shot is made, it gives additional context, such as the distance of the shot. You'll also notice that the captions are auto-generated as well. So let's take a listen.
Scotty Scheffler has won one Masters championship. He's teeing off on number 1. The ball traveled to the fairway and has 101 yards to the pin.
So we wanted to enable fans to be able to follow golf not only through the watching the video and the highlight, but through listening to the action. With the popularity of podcasts and audiobooks, enabling both a visual and audio experience is vital, especially when fans are on the go. Now, Augusta Nationals, one of their goals is to grow the game of golf. And for the 2024 Masters, we were able to launch AI narration in Spanish. And this is to help grow and broaden the audience that's able to listen to the commentary. So let's take a listen to the Spanish commentary.
Camilo está en el tee del número 2. Él tomó el tiro 1 desde la mesa de salida y la bola tiene 252 yardas hasta la bandera.
Now, we worked with Augusta National to train the large language models on the specifics of Augusta National and the Masters. So, for instance, things that are the rough might be at other places, it's the second cut at the Augusta. Or instead of being in a sand trap, you're in a bunker. It was very important that we understood the specific language of Augusta National so that we could bring that to digital patrons around the world as they visit and watch the masters.com content. Now, all of this is really helping to scale the capabilities of Augusta National and their editorial team because it would be impossible to have a human commentate on all of this. Additionally, for 2024, we launched a new feature called Hole Insights. Now, Hole Insights looks at over 8 years of shot data from 2016 through 2023. That's more than 160,000 different shots. And we used the capabilities of Watson X to translate the patterns and insights found in the data into textual statements about how the course was playing from any given spot on the course. And this is to help fans better understand a player's strategy and how a particular hole might play. Now, we broke down the course into almost 1,900 different zones, and our AI model analyzed all of the different coordinates of the ball so that we could give both historical as well as projected insights into how the course was playing. Now, this is really helpful for fans because it's very hard to understand what makes Augusta National special and the differences in the course. And this uncovers more layers of those insights. So, moving on to one of our other projects, which is the US Open from a tennis perspective. And for the US Open, similarly to the Masters, we've been working with them for over 30 years to transform their digital experiences. And IBM works with the USTA editorial team throughout the calendar year in order to design and develop the applications. We use the garage methodology and design thinking to develop new features to engage fans and think about ways to grow the game of tennis. But equally important is the work that we do to increase the productivity of the USTA team with automation and AI-powered workflows. So, what we did this year for the US Open is we created AI generated match reports. Now, within minutes of a match ending, our generative AI content engine produces a long form match report, which is then reviewed by the USTA editorial team and published out to the digital platform. In the past, this process was entirely manual, and the USTA editorial team only published reports for a handful of big matchups. Now, thanks to generative AI and the power of Watson X, they can publish match reports for all 254 singles matches. Now, Brian Rierson, who's the USTA Senior Director of Digital Strategy, said these match reports will allow our editorial team within minutes of a match ending to really have a generated preview of what a match reward could be, the key moments, what happened, all of that. And our editorial team can take that, edit it, add their own editorial flair, as I like to call it, and then publish it out to the world. This is helping make content available faster for fans and help them keep up with the game. Additionally, for the 24 tournament, we came back for the second year of AI narration. And similar to the work that we're doing for the Masters, this is really to help the USTA team scale their capability. So what we're going to watch here is a typical day at the US Open. There's action on courts all around the grounds, and the broadcast often is focusing on the main show courts like Armstrong and Ash. And our spoken commentary through the highlight packages enables fans to listen in to what's going on. So let's take a listen.
Hall takes the set point with an impressive backhand.
Now, the USTA team has also challenged us to think about other languages and how we can continue to add.
Kings gana el punto de partido, derrotando a Georgia 7-6 en el set final.
And last, you'll see a proof of concept of what we're thinking about for the future.
Pegula wins the point with a forehand winner. It is now even in this game. Deuce.
So what you saw in that last example leverages computer vision, and that's where we're heading. We're thinking about ways that we can add in additional data and context in order to enrich the commentary and make it sound even more like a live play-by-play sports radio. That's one of our long-term visions, to have that available for all 17 courts, for all players, and all event types. So this enables the equal coverage and supports a robust personalization goal for the future. Now, speaking of tennis, it wouldn't be fair to skip over Wimbledon. Wimbledon is one of our longest relationships in the IBM sports portfolio. And similarly to the Masters and US Open, we're responsible for designing and developing the full digital portfolio and work with the All England Lawn and Tennis Club throughout the year, from initial visioning to design, development, testing, and support during the live event. Similarly, we've also won some industry awards here. And since 1990, we've captured over 25 million different Wimbledon data points. So one of the ways that we transform the Wimbledon digital platform is through IBM Match Insights, which are AI-generated previews that help fans get up to speed. And so we combine the power of hybrid cloud and AI to help analyze the structured and unstructured data from thousands of different sources. So we manage a huge amount and variety of data, both structured data like player and match data. Did you know that a single point in the match produces 56 unique data points? That's over 2.7 million match data points over the course of the tournament. And we combine that with unstructured data that comes from analyzing millions of blogs and articles to understand what tennis experts and pundits are saying about each and every player in the tournament. This is really important so that we can get better context to what's going on in the recency. So for the 24 championships, we launched 2 new features. The first is Catch Me Up. Now, Catch Me Up is a feature which displays pre- and post-match player cards with AI-generated player stories and analysis via Wimbledon.com and the Wimbledon app. The player cards are personalized based on user preferences, and the pre-match content includes analysis of recent performance and likelihood to win predictions. The post-match, it includes key statistics and highlights, and the feature is also created longer-form daily summaries of play. Catch Me Up was built using IBM's Granite large language model to provide AI-generated text and help scale the capabilities of the Wimbledon team. The model was trained on the Wimbledon editorial style and was monitored by the All England Club. Now, this is a really important difference as we think about the work from the Masters to the US Open to Wimbledon, is that each of these properties have their own unique style and editorial language. And so we can't just take what we're doing at one property and transfer it over to another. It's really important that we train the model on the specifics of the individual client. And particularly with Wimbledon, with them being located in the UK, there are different vernacular and words that they prefer to use. The new feature was designed to help Wimbledon scale its content to both new and existing tennis fans globally, as well as to provide fans more curated and personalized content even faster. Additionally, with Catch Me Up, we added in AI match previews and match recaps, and this was part of the newly designed IBM Slam Tracker. Now, this provided fans with 3 bullet points that gave pre- and post-match insights, leveraging the same generative AI capabilities that were used as part of the Catch Me Up feature. Now, these match preview and recap were really important as it gave people information right at their fingertips of who was likely to win in a match and how are they going to do, and then following the match, what happened. So it's been a really exciting journey to understand how AI is continuing to shape and drive innovation within these sports properties. AI gives us the power to continue to scale content production and capabilities of the editorial teams, find new ways to engage fans, and create more personalized journeys, which is something that everyone is after in today's world. As part of our redesigned Slam Tracker, you could see that there's match predictions, which is leveraging that structured and unstructured data to help bring fans closer to the action. We're excited about what's to come and to continue to work with our partners to think about how we can transform all of this data that we're collecting into meaningful fan experiences. So with that, I will open it up for some questions and Q&A. So I see a question here in the chat, which is a great question. The first question is there a process of validation to ensure accuracy? Now, that is a great question because we are putting content out to millions of people around the world. And we've learned that over time, AI models do drift and they hallucinate. And it's really important that the content going out to millions of fans is trusted, accurate, and reliable. So we do have checks in place. We're using the entire watsonx lifecycle. So that includes watsonx.data, watsonx.ai, and watsonx.governance. And watsonx.governance is helping to check the output of our models for bias, fairness, and drift, and ensure the accuracy of that content. For some of these solutions as well, we do still have a human in the loop. So for the AI generated match reports, for instance, the USTA editorial team is doing the final review of that content. So AI is doing all the heavy lifting, it's getting a draft ready to go. And then the USTA editorial team goes in, reviews the content, and can also add any personal additional elements to make it their own. So definitely continuing to make sure that the output is accurate and reliable. A next question is, will there be replay corrections? So right now we are not focused on the live broadcast. We work on the live broadcast for the Masters, but in the replay, we're focused on making sure that the content for AI highlights, which is capturing all of the content and during the match and putting it out as a highlight package, that is accurate. And we work very closely with the editorial teams of each of these properties to ensure the accuracy of all of that content. Another question is, can these experiences be lifted and shifted for smaller sports teams, clubs, tournaments, or is this highly customized for Wimbledon and the US Open? So a lot of these methodologies are the same as we can bring to any of our businesses across IBM. It all starts with data as the foundation. So looking at huge volumes and varieties of data, and what can we do to analyze that data and then transform it into different types of insights. So it could be the same for an HR company and HR data, or financial records, but it's definitely something that can be applied to different types of sports and solutions. And we continue to think about, ways in which that we can do so. It is, we do a lot of work to customize the large language models because that's where it's really important to have proprietary data that's trained and trusted. And so it's where IBM Granite comes into play. IBM Granite is a purpose-built large language model for businesses. And so this means it looks at enterprise grade and AI data. Let's see. Next question is, are there plans to bring in racing like rally and F1? We are excited to announce that IBM recently launched a new partnership from the sports and partnerships perspective with Ferrari. So there is work coming with Ferrari, and stay tuned to check out the new Ferrari app. And if you took a look at the race the other day, you could see the IBM logo proud on the neck of many of the drivers. Another question here is, are you present in football? If not, so we do work with ESPN Fantasy Football, where we have a variety of features, including AI Trade Analyzer and the grade waiver. And our partnership with ESPN Fantasy Football allows fans to have data available at their fingertips in order to make decisions about what type of players they want on their roster, and is it worth me keeping this player or should I trade them? And so it really helps give fans even more power when making decisions of who they want in their roster. Another question is, with the World Cup coming to the USA, Canada, and Mexico, is there any plans on trying to bring this to soccer with insight cards and different language commentaries? We're continuously evaluating the sports properties within our portfolio, and evaluating what properties make sense as a fit. So at the moment, there is not soccer in the portfolio, and we continue to work with our current scope, but never know what the future will bring there. And then one more question here. The experimentation with AI play-by-play would be real time. Is there a way that that could be monitored by a human? I don't see how that would be possible. And personally, regardless of the sport, I appreciate human play-by-play commentary and expert expansions. So with AI play-by-play, our goal is never to reduce the commentators that we know and love. So whether it's Jim Nance over on the Masters side, whose voice has become synonymous with Masters broadcast, or folks like Jim Courier on the tennis side, we are really simply augmenting that because there's many courts and players that never receive coverage. And so while the broadcasters will still focus on the show courts and star players, it's important that those players who are playing on the outer courts during the US Open or Wimbledon, or who aren't in any of the featured groups at the Masters, are able to have spoken commentary to go with their video highlights. And this really gives fans another way that they're able to listen to the content and engage with the content, as some people are more of an audio learner versus a visual learner. So I really appreciate everyone for tuning in today to learn a little bit more about how IBM is continuing to work in the sports space and leverage AI to enhance fan experiences and bring new features to lots of sports properties and digital platforms around the world. Feel free to reach out if there's any additional questions, and hope everyone has a great rest of their day.